26th of May. I'm going to do the reveal on the potatoes. First earlies, which are the Rocket, which we started sort of around 20th-ish of February. So they've had probably over 90 days now. I wanted to get out last couple of days to do them, but it's just been pouring it down and got breaking weather. It's a bit dismal, but we're due for this sort of so-called heat wave to start warming up now. So bearing in mind with the temperatures climbing above 10 degrees day and night, you need to keep an eye out for the old blight, because spuds have been quite slow, outside, so you haven't got much top on and you get an early attack of blight, then it kind of knackers it up, but it is what it is. It's just been a tough year so far. So I'm going to put some leeks in as well, which were planted January, something like that. I pre-dipped some holes, so I'll turn the camera around so you can see them. So they're all pre-dibbed out, which I started, and then it started absolutely chucking it down. So it kind of got abandoned. Just the broken spade handle that's kind of rounded at the end, and then cable ties. So it's about 6 inches. Just dibbed 30 holes out. I'll cluster them together. There's sort of some holes hidden there because they're radish, and they'll be out soon because they're kind of pretty much getting there now. A lot of them, to be honest. Little radish there, that's fine. Rockets starting to come seed, but it's still producing, so it's just a case of keep pinching that flower spike off. It'll keep producing for a while. I was a bit concerned, because I've had some damping off on my onions here, but some of them have come round now. And where there's gaps where some have damped off, I'll fill up with little clusters of spring onions when I sow some more, because none of my spring onions are ready yet. I've got some at the plot, some down there, and some in a tub. Like I said, there's leeks to do, there's celery. I'm thinking, see how many I can cram in that gap down the bottom there, because I'm short on space and there's no room in the plot. I was going to put them amongst my sweet corn, but it's a bit nitrogen hungry, that, to be honest, having sweet corn and celery together, but you never know. So celery is all down there. Kind of desperate to go out, really. It's not root bound, but it'll do it well good to get out. So, like I said, I might do 2 tubs of these spuds, because they're obviously the swift that are done a little bit later. Because these were in the polytunnel, and just sort of bunged out here when I needed to get the tomatoes in. So, I might do this one, because this is like the smallest top, so to speak, but I know that one was the warmest one, because that was sort of sunny side. And I might do another one, I don't know. See how the first one produces. But I don't know, I'll probably do all 3, but hopefully 1, maybe 2. Have a quick look in the polytunnel before we unravel them spuds. Things are okay, but my tomatoes are looking a bit funny. Edge at leaves going purple, a bit funny. I'm hoping it's not wrong with the actual manure that's in the beds. They can go a bit purpley colour with a phosphorus deficiency because of the cold. So there's plenty of flowers on them, and there's tomatoes on them, which are right at the back on the sun golds because they're first. Peppers, I should put some I've got some more canes due. These are some bendy ones, but I've been putting them out in the breeze. More so these ones, because these are actually going to go outside full time at some point, and they're getting buds on. All I tend to do is, people top them. That central pepper that comes up there, I just tend to take that first one off. Everything's kind of just tickling over in here, but like I say, there's a few things that are a bit concerned about, but we'll just see how that progresses. Like I say, it's been a tough year. It's been cold. Hopefully when the weather comes and things get settled, it'll come right. The main thing is it's producing flowers. If it produces flowers and fruits, I'm fine with that. So, little makeshift tarpaulin here. Probably going to spill over that, but it's all I've got at the moment. My barrow's full of some straw, because I've excavated some potatoes because they just weren't coming up. Some of them are right down on some of the Pentland crowns. Some of them are actually rotted off with the cold. So I've kind of to try and chase them up a bit, and then I'll fill them back up and put the old straw around. But things are tickling over. Right, I guess we shall get on with this potato reveal then. So I shall go down and get some spuds. Right, so we've got the first tub out of the way. Got some string here. I didn't realise I'd tied them sort of all together on there pulling away, and I thought, why are they all bloody coming? But it was just because when they came out of the polytunnel, obviously they'd never seen sort of a breeze before, so it was end up a little bit wimpy, you know, because they're sort of pampered. I did have a bit of a problem getting them to sort of hold on to water at one time. I've not watered them for a bit, to be honest. I did start feeding them with a bit of a potash feed. I think it was Chem Pack number 4. Just hoping this wind stays calm, and you can hear me all right because the wind does get my microphone a bit. So I'm just going to cut these tops off and go from there. I think I've got a couple of tubs here because I've got some Duke York seed potatoes left over. They're well chitted like, but I thought, well, as I've got the compost here, stick a bit more feed in, and just well some more, you know, start some more off, rather than I've got the space, you know, exactly where these were, because they won't be up for a while. The top's in there, compost bin, bit of nitrogen. I'll try and get this sort of straw off the top. Oh, big spud there. And I think, remember right, this was my own compost. I might have had a little bit of shot boat stuff in it, but I think it was my own. There's a couple of spuds at the top, and there's had a couple of slugs at it by the look of it. I usually always, you know, do Swift, but because there was a problem with the stocking, they sent these instead. So, on top so far we've got one there. And I hope they're not all that size really, it's quite big that. But we shall see when we tip it out. There's nothing really bulging like you get sometimes on main croppers. Just move my little plank forward. But first one, the 2021. It's been a rubbish year so far. Well, apart from lettuce. Let's see how we go. Slab of manure, another few at the side there. Try and see if I can. Not too bad. Try and keep some of this manure down the bottom of the pot again. Because this goes at the bottom to stop the compost from dropping through the holes. Yeah, it's my own compost this, because it's like full of worms as well. It hadn't fully sort of mellowed, you know what I mean. So that's all in there, deal with that after. And then see what we've got here. Oh, we're alright that size. A little bit of that's just a bit of muck. I mean, some bigger ones. Remember right, the Rocket aren't sort of like the best sort of tasting potato. It's probably want to see potatoes out, I'll leave it out. Another one there. Another seed potato there. Don't want that going in. Manky's out. Yeah, but yeah. Sort of anything over £1, sort of okay. And there, it's actually damped off a bit, that one. It's very dry in the middle. So, I mean, there's lots of tiny ones on here still that probably could have formed, but just put my finger right in a seed potato. Wasn't the nicest feeling. Big hollow in that there, so it's had like another potato in it or something. Not loads, but you know, it's first sort of harvest. So I might get another tub. Yeah, it's very dry in the middle. Look at that. Yeah. Some of these tiny ones are great for, like, you know, whacking in a potato salad. In fact, all your lettuce is ready, but not much else is in a minute, but it's beginning finally. But yeah, I mean, there's some bigger ones and there's some smaller ones, so I don't really want to leave them much longer, to be honest, because you get big ones going massive. Right. Compost. Let's put this finger right on there. It's not very nice at all. So yeah, I've got one that's kind of gone bad, and there's me, the 4 seed potatoes. I think that most of your high yielders are like any of the sort of Pentland, sort of like it's a javelin or something, I can't think what it is, that's the first early. They're sort of quite high yielders. And I think that's a lot for that pot. I have a little carrier bag, not too fussed about weight wise, it's a meal anyway. Got some new digital scales. I have no idea what I did with my ones. They probably ended up buried somewhere in the garden. Let's see what we've got. Them on. Kilo, pound. Let's see. One. Right, so that's 2.82 pound. So, which is equivalent to 1.28 kilos. It's alright, it's a couple of pound of spud, so I'm happy enough with that. 2.8, it's nearly £3 of spuds. You know, a couple more, or a little bit more, bigger, would have been alright. So I might empty another pot. We'll see. I'll do that at the end of the video, because I'll do these leeks next. We'll get on with them. But, like I say, all I'm going to do, got that in the bottom of there, pretty much how I did it originally. It gives you a chance to go through and see if you've missed any spuds. There's one there. I'm not going to add any more on for that. A couple of ounces if that. And then I've got some bloodfish and bone. Looks that. I'm just going to waz it all in the bottom. A couple of that super phosphate, bone meal and stuff like that. It's all nicely mixed in. They're quite rather large, like little trees these, but waste not, want not. I just want to remember which way I've got what. They're pretty soft, these spuds, to be honest. First two are down there, lamp handles. Carefully cover them. Hard lumps in that, stones and stuff. Probably fill it to about halfway mark, I guess. So these are just Duke Yorks. I've got some down at the plot. But, like I say, I've got compost sat here doing now, so I may as well put it to use. No, that one shit on me then. That there. And that there. I'll just fill it to the top now. And I think I'll give it a good watering later on, unless it chucks it down. you know, got a bit of like courgette seed in there and stuff like that. Well, the Turk's Turban squash I grew last year. Yeah, free compost. 4 seed potatoes. Just under £3 of spuds. Not all bad. Everything there. Spud peels. And obviously, if there's anything untoward with them potatoes that were growing in there, you know, you could end up with some problems. If there's any sort of like worms in there that are attracted to potatoes or something. But so that's another one ready to rock and roll. So there's enough time, you know, so be like what, for June, July, August. Light will probably get them by then though, but we'll see. Right, we shall get on with these leeks, and then like I say, I might do another reveal at the end of this video. We shall see. Right, get on with these leeks. Right, so I'll clear this lot up after, because I've just done the potatoes. I've got my leeks here, been here for ages, be absolutely full of roots I should imagine, but they're just below pencil. There's a few thinner ones, but they're ready, because they're getting hungry now. There's probably woodlouse on the bottom here. So I mean, there's, you know, loads of roots, and it's just a case of trying sort of break them apart once you've kind of loosened it up a bit. You know, because you can trim the roots, you only need like an inch of root at the bottom of them. Do that, just carefully tease them apart, and then as you get them, you can pull them off towards you, and you can sort of give yourself a little pile. Whatever you don't use, obviously put back in the pot in case, you know, there's any that have got any problems, you know, or put them in a big pot somewhere, a little corner, and just kind of have them a bit like a spring onion when they get a little bit bigger. So I'll get on with separating these, and then we'll go and put them in. I'll pull this dibber out. I've trimmed these up. I've left like a, you know, a good inch of roots on the bottom, so enough there. It's simply, without falling off this plank, just sort of chuck them in all the way to the bottom. That's so. The idea is that hole will be filled up mainly with a leek, you know, because if you fill it in, you get, you know, a bit of grit going in your leek, and obviously it stays in the leek. But I don't mind a bit of grit. The main problem is for me is cats tend to like to come in there, scratch about. You know, you can dig holes 4 inches deep if you want. It's up to you. I mean, this soil under here is quite hard underneath that level, so imagine when I come to dig these up, be quite a bit of effing and jeffing going on. Right, so I need a few more. How do I need? 4. I'll go and get another 4. One, 2, 3, 4. Right, another 4. I'm not bothered washing these ones, I'll just nip the roots off the bottom. Saying anything I've got left, I'll just bunch them up, stick them in a pot, in case any of these sort of keel over, which they don't tend to do. Let's say these radish will be out in a matter of a week or two. I've got a little watering can here that's modified, bit of hose pipe. Now the idea is you fill the hole to the top with water, and that's your lot. And that just washes a bit of soil onto the roots, drops down at the bottom. Yep. I've not given myself a lot of room really to work on stuff, but I'm not a fan of seeing very big wide paths. So I'd much rather gain on the growing space and just try and tiptoe about as best I can. I should imagine that I will never water these again after this. It'll be obviously right down there, the soil will be damp. As long as the roots tap in, and as it rains, a bit of soil will erode down onto the roots as well, and they kind of pull themselves right. You know, because they got some roots on them. So I think there's 30 something there. So that's the leek, so it's quite simple really. So I might do this celery, or I might leave it till another video. I'll have a think about it while I have a brew. Right, I put as much celery as I can sort of fit in here. I've got one more to plant. Got quite a few left over, so I might try and find some room for them, or I might actually put them in there. I've got like a couple of like Tesco crates. That are probably 2 foot by, 14, 15 inches, so I might probably get 6 in one of them. And where these potatoes are in front of the camera, down there, when they come out, just drop the tray in there, because I think that fence will help them blanch a bit. The variety is Blush, never grown it before, it's all they had in the shop at the time. So it's self-blanching. Ideally you need to plant it in a block. I mean, yeah, this is sort of a block, but it's better if it's a block sort of like, 4x4 or 5x5. It's only me who eats it, but most of the time it's done mainly to go in sauces when the tomatoes are ready. So I'm not too bothered about being a bit stringy because it all gets pulped through, but it requires quite a bit of water. Ideal on ground that's been well manured. This has had a lot in it over the years, but it's it'll do okay. And with it being here, I can also give it water. So just simply, they're in like 3-inch pots. Make all. I mean, it's the packet said like give it more spacing, but I've always found with celery a general rule of 9 to 12 inches apart in all directions, and you'll do okay. And if I need to sort of help the sides blanch, I can always put like a piece of wood down each side and just keep an eye out for slugs, because slugs do like celery. They are sort of related to carrots, and parsley and that. I'll give them a water in. It's forecast to start raining again soon, so don't need much water because the ground is wet, and they have been pre-watered as well, so they'll be okay really. But I'll give them a bit of a drink to set them in. I think what we'll do is we'll do one more tub of potatoes, and that'll do for this video then, I think. Right, so we're back here where it all began. I've got this, there is another one left obviously, but I'll do that maybe in the next video. or if I do it at some point, I'll let you know what it weighed anyway. So the other one was there in this garden sieve at the moment, the last lot, 2.8 pound or something it was. So it's just a case of same again. That time of year, you know, when you've seen one potato reveal, you've seen them all really. You know, they can get a bit repetitive, but I still like them, especially when they're a good one. You know, which doesn't always happen. But, just something about tipping that bucket out and seeing round things falling out everywhere. So this was a slightly leggier plant because it was behind, because they were sort of on this side of the polytunnel, and the one that you seen me harvest already was right at the front here, so obviously that south facing, that gets the sun right on it, so it probably warmed it up a little bit. Could have caused it to be dry. Right, so I need a pot to put my straw in. Carefully take that off. Yeah, I've got some more straw, like, but no point wasting it. It'll go on. One that's been attacked by a slug, I'm going to be composting. One at the top here. So, same varieties rocket, same as the last one. I'll do the same again. I'll put some Duke Yorks in. Snail, got a few of them this year. I'll tell you a story about a snail in a bit. Now, great if it's better, but what's that there? Slug. Get rid of that. Get manure off. Oh, like wood chipping manure really. You can see a seed potato down there at the bottom already. Get that out of the way. I can go in the compost bin. It means there'll be another one around here somewhere else. It's completely disintegrated. Probably soon find out and put my finger through it. Split it open. This way up to see a load in the middle, but you know, a few. Yeah, I think any longer, I mean, I don't mind them that sort of size. Any longer you'd have been looking at a bit on the big side. But be happy if there's, you know, the same as the last one. Same compost. So yeah, I'll put a link in the description below of the video where I actually planted these. So yeah, it looks like my own compost, to be honest. It splits in that, but that'll be probably splitting happens sometimes when they run really dry, which this is in the middle. It's like really dry. They run dry and then they get a sudden influx of water. Obviously, we had quite a dry spell in April. Plus, they're in the polytunnel and it's quite sunny in April. You know, it's cold at night. And they get a sudden influx of water. It can cause them to sort of split. A bit like carrots do, I guess. Monkey one there. And see, when you get little potatoes left in it, they can start obviously sprouting up everywhere, which I don't particularly want, but I should imagine these Duke Yorks will be well ahead. You know, you can save some of these and sort of plant them end of August, and they'd be your Christmas spuds. You just keep them in the pot. Providing, you know, blight's a bit kinder this year. Right, so it's pretty much same again. Using this compost back, a few tiny spuds in here, not too fussed about them. Well, that size of peanuts then. And, a bit more blood fishing bone. Sort of like about, I don't know, 2.5 ounces, something like that. A bit of a mix about. If you don't mix it, obviously it can burn whatever you're putting in. A lot of these have just got kind of like one sprout, really. So these are just a bonus thing. They don't get much of them. I'm not bothered in the slightest. Like I say, it's my own compost. I've had a crop out of it, so anything else is a bonus. And then it'll eventually just get tossed on top of a raised bed. Another two. That way, I think. Can't remember now. Yeah, I think so. Just fill it to the top. Feel like really tiny spuds on the top. They're knocking around, slugs will see to them. Compost if there's a plastic in it also. So it's just basically all them scraps, kitchen scraps, or even that sort of stuff. Blighted or not, it all goes into compost heap. Right, let's try and get this sheet up. Hopefully it doesn't blow about and get a face full of compost. Put that in there. Right, get me straw wherever I put it. Right down the bottom there, I've been throwing stuff. Tip that on. Spread that about. Yeah, you could probably do a little bit more compost in there, but I'm not bothered. Like I say, it's all bonus. And then that'll go back where the other one is. You know, 90, 100 days. And harvest them as well. So get me a bag. We'll see what we've got with these. No scabby bits on them out, so there's a couple with a split in, but probably that. If we beat £2.8, right, if we haven't, it's still food. Right, let's turn these on. It's £1. Let's see, shall I beep? £2.85. Well, it's very similar. Pretty much the same, to be honest. Which is, what's the beginning? 1.29 kilos. So pretty much the same. So you know, you kind of got just £5.5 of spuds. You know, some small, some a bit bigger than I'd like. Ideally, like you say, for first day, they're nice sort of that size. Boil them whole, cut them in half. You know, and then you get any smaller ones. They're sort of like 3/4 inch, something like that inch. Great in potato salads then. So that's it for this video. I don't know what's going to be coming next, to be honest. Probably planting sweet corn out and French climbing beans down at the plot. So I'm going down to the plot tomorrow to have a bit of a look and put my canes up ready. It'll be next week. Obviously, it's hot spells due, which is great, you know, for for sweet corn and beans. My beans have been outside in slightly bigger pots. They've taken a bit of a hit, to be honest, but I might sow some more and see. So thanks for watching. Take care, and I'll see you next video. See you now. Bye bye.